Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are back at Rutherglen before the previous episode. This is how it looked. I did say I would show us the transition of how it looked all the way back then to after what we did in episode 4. Is this 5? Yes. We'll go for the transition. It's looking a lot better now. We did most of this together. I've also started working on the M74 again. We'll take a look at what I've been doing there, and hopefully we'll add a junction in today so I can show you the mod I used. It's got a few issues, mainly cosmetic, which seems to be the way when you've got multiple mods. I should say functioning mods. Mods that do great things tend to be not as pretty. It's not a big deal, is it? I kind of lean towards functionality. When it comes to roads, Transport Fever 2, not the best with roads, great with rail. Where City Skyline is the opposite. Great with roads, terrible with rail. Well, not terrible, but you can't get the same sort of functionality as you can here in Transport Fever 2. There goes our little commuter train. It's going to be joined today, I'm hoping. And we're going to change the livery as well. We're going to do some older liveries on these trains as we've got some. There we go. UI is up. We're over at Cambuslang, and our little train there is pulling in and picking up nobody at the moment. That may change in the next few episodes. And we also have, these are lovely. I love these. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, except when they do the usual Transport Fever 2 thing, which is slide across onto the next lane. Aren't these wonderful? Strathclyde buses. So hopefully we'll have some more of those running about. I love these old double-deckers. They bring back so many memories. These are great, aren't they? But anyway, not what we're supposed to be doing today. But I do love them. We're still attached to it. We'll chase our train down here. In fact, could you give us a lift, train? Thank you. We'll head up to Rutherglen here. What I'm aiming to do is extend the line over that way towards Edinburgh. There's a station just there. I don't know if that's the correct station. I'll have to double check that. But there's a few stations on the way, not far away from here. And it would be great to put those in. Anyway, let's jump off here and let our commuter train head off to Glasgow Central, which has a pretty much complete junction, which we're going to take a look at as well. Yeah, I've been busy. First, I'd like to show you, we have no height bridges. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to select this one here, the concrete retaining wall with fence. And we'll close that. I've used this very tool. Just here you'll see on the M74, this is the no height bridge. However, don't get excited. It does not avoid collision. No. You have to avoid collision and then you can get your bridge to work. But it still is a great tool for things like we've got over there on the M74. And there are other great uses for it. If we select this, we have it on at the moment. If we just draw a track that's raising up, possibly going to head over another track like a flying junction, and we click that, you'll see it creates a bridge at this height. It does some wonderful things with the terrain, but you can obviously adjust that. The idea is that you want to head over and have a gradual slope, including retaining wall, and it will make it look the part. So if we click that there we go. It doesn't work how I thought it would work. I was very confused when I first used it. But yes. Oh, if you ever get it where it doesn't make the bridge, turn it on and off again. That is a thing. And make sure one of these bridge types is selected and this is closed. They're the tips I can give you for using that. Let's head over to the M74, shall we? And here, these are all sections which help you create junctions. However, I believe there is possibly a mod conflict with the British road mod and the motorway mod. I don't know what's going on, whether this is just how it is regardless of any other mods. I believe this colour might be, it could just be stretched looking at it, but I'm not sure. No, I think this is like its own texture, isn't it? What we need really for this is to try and find this or fit this texture into this here. It could just be the way Transport Fever 2 does connections with its own roads. It doesn't do a good job itself, so I'm not going to blame the mod. No, even Urban can't get it right. But yes, it's a great mod. All in all, it helps you make nice junctions and transitions here. We are obviously going to have to enact the artistic license, which we all love, don't we? As I run out of space, so I couldn't do everything I wanted to do, which is dive under here. Instead, we dive over there. But we're at half scale. I'm happy with it how it is. I mean, I might be able to get it under there. It might just... The problem is, if you do that, it might look a little bit rough. Yeah, because we'd have to dive down quite a bit. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. I'll play with that more. It's not urgent or important. I mean, the thing with this playthrough, my goal is cab rides. I'm not overly bothered about how the roads are, and they're not going to be accurate anyway. You're going to have to merge areas into each other. As long as our tracks here feel like you're on the route, I'll be happy with that. We've got a lot of bridge work now, don't we? Yeah, I love that. We need to work on that one a little bit. We are missing some struts, but we can put them in manually. Yeah, I like them. I like all that's happening so far. Do you remember this hole? It looked a bit terrible, didn't it? But I managed to redo it much nicer because I've adjusted the setting in the maximum slope mod, which also had the embankment setting and gave it a much less of a grade on the, or much less of a slope on the embankments, and meant that it made some strange divots in the ground trying to do that. So now we've got this sort of slope going. It makes these a lot easier. I can hear our train going next to us. Where is it? Is it coming out here? It's slowing down. Oh, I haven't installed the speed mod. I'm hoping there's a speed mod for these tracks. There we go. Ignore that little bit of gravel just here. That doesn't exist. It's scenery. No, there's a building going over. Yes, over here. So that will be hidden soon. Anyway, I'll let that go over the new junction we've got. I've about covered all bases there, but that's not what we're doing. We'll take a look at this as well. What I would like to do, since we're here, is finish this off. We can put some nice dark Gothic B. Yeah, some nice dark brickwork along this section here and cover this up. Without doing anything to the terrain, this might work a lot better. We may need to shrink this down, I think. Make it smaller. So we can get a bit of... That's not the one you want. It's length you want. Make it smaller, please. So we can make the curve a lot less obvious when we're heading through this side. Yeah, we're going to have to go right off the side of the track here. I think G should do it. G's probably a bit too much. I need somewhere between G. Perhaps we can use the width to come closer to the track there. There we go. There we go. That's better, isn't it? And we can hide that flashy, I believe. Does that work? Yes, it does. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, and can we get this around here without it looking too terrible? One side's going to be easier than the other because it's got to overlap. Now, does it flash too much? Oddly, it doesn't. I'm impressed with myself here. Right then. There we go. That looks better already. Oh, fantastic. Can we get this one in as well? As long as it's the same width, I think it works. Yeah, there we go. Or the same length, I should say. Doesn't that look the part? So when we come through here, you can hear the train again. Are you coming out? Where are you? Over the AWS there? Beautiful. And away she goes. So there we go. That's much tidier, isn't it? There are some trees around here. We'll change that to grass, and there's a building up there which we'll place manually. But we've got a lot to look at and a lot to do today, so we're not going to dwell on it any further. Here's our motorway now. The M74 is running over the top of this road and this track here. There's a lot going on. And that took a bit of doing, so I'm glad I did it. This took way too much time. Yeah, I'm glad I did this before we started. Otherwise, that would have been an entire episode and then some. I was just redrawing it, getting it as low as possible. You'll see the no height here again. That does help no end. It stops the embankments, so you can just add trees and hide things that way. And this retaining wall here took a bit of time, shall we say. We've got to do the same on that side, but not to this degree, I don't think. It's going to be some trees with a smaller retaining wall. Anyway, junction time. This has been redrawn. It's about close enough to where it's going to be positioned now. And again, with the zero height mod, it kind of looks like this. However, the elevation change is a little less drastic. If you double up this size, it gives you a lot more room. At this scale, sort of happy with it. We can hide it anyway. There's going to be buildings around here. It's not a big deal. This was fun to get in. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. You'll see we've got some unfortunate trees poking through there. I might find a way to remove those. I could always change this. Perhaps put a little dip in it. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. There is a way to get rid of them with different roads, but I like the path at the side. Yeah. We'll keep it like that. Later on, I may remove it once I know what I'm doing with the rest of this area. But there we go. There's the junction work, guys. Not 100% spot on, but I'm sure you'll recognise some of the switches here and crossovers. We have the double diamond going on there where we join into this track. It covers pretty much everywhere. I think you can almost get to every platform. You shouldn't be able to get to every platform, so the fact that it's sort of working, it makes me all sorts of happy. Here comes our train through here. Again, we do need to add the speed limits up here, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed this place. It's a BHS superstore, which is not what it is, but there is a building here, sort of like this. The top of the building is on this side of the sidings here. And then we've got the pub on the corner, which I believe is a club. But I thought I'd put a pub there because it's nice. Yeah, isn't that a quaint little pub? You can't really see the sign. Oh, you can. Just peeking around the traffic lights there. There's a bit of room to park some cars, so we'll probably do that. And I've put some invisible track down here so that I can make a wall to block this off. And you've got like a little side entrance there. We won't detail that just yet. It's starting to come together though, isn't it? It's pretty much solid under here now. There you go. Oh, you can't quite see it. It's tricky to detail underneath. A lot of this is going to be blocked off with some arches. And you won't notice all the nothingness underneath. Once it's all done and blocked off, this will look like a completely solid giant bridge junction thing that's going on. I mean, technically, it's sat on... I believe it is sat on a viaduct, isn't it? A few bridges going through it would be all solid brick underneath, or maybe even earth. I wonder what is under here. There's something to look up. The building of this monstrosity. I bet that didn't take too long. Anyhow, guys, are we happy with that? Is it looking better? It's starting to take shape, isn't it? Soon we're going to get to the point, once we've got a lot more stations in, where we can finalize certain areas. Over here, I've been extending the River Clyde. And we've got to do some more wiggles. I'm a little bit unsure if this is the station we need. Cambuslang wasn't on the map, technically. I had to put that in. So we might be able to work it out. This is where I'm hoping to head. Over here to Carmile. And it's another junction just before it as well. Fairly... Oh, there's one up here as well. I didn't even notice that. Just like a half junction there. Yeah, there's like a little half junction here. That's interesting. Off a motorway? It must be a busy road. The, what is it? The A763? But the station, fairly straightforward. But then it heads off back onto the motorway there. And we may even put in, where is it? I lost it. Mount Vernon here. And a similar setup. It's got the path down and the path down. And it's also got stairs, so step-free access. Not for the footbridge, but you can access both platforms there. Then we head over to Baillieston. Pretty sure that's not how that's pronounced. If it is, go me. But yes, this station's a little bit different. We can probably get this working. It looks like it's... should we go down to Street View? Let's take a look. Ooh, it's pretty round here. Hello. Well, it actually doesn't go down that far. So just a little path by the looks of things. It looked like more of a cutting. We might be able to get all three in today. I'm just looking at the time. Like, really, Grand? Are you? But I need to make sure these are... It's hard to tell. These are the correct stations. It kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like it. This would be... It's before this junction. The other one would be level with it. Yes, I'm happy. So, this is what I'm looking at. We've got a junction just here where, in fact, Newton is sat right on this junction, which isn't on the map. So we'll be adding Newton as well. Given what's happening here, that puts Carmyle just before this junction, and then Mount Vernon would just be fairly level with it. It looks good. Good job, Oswyn. I believe that's the two stations. And then Baillieston. Oh dear. Guys, I think we're good. That's what we're doing then. We're going to be in a slightly different place because we've got to do the junction work here as well. There's also a motorway junction happening around here. So this is going to be tricky, to say the very least. What I may do is just extend our junction here and drift off that way a little more aggressively. So something like this. We do want to start heading down, I believe. I would imagine not... Oh, look what I've left on, guys. That's kind of cool, but not what we need. I'm not used to this yet. The amount of times I've had that happen. I don't mind though. It's easy to rectify, isn't it? Not a big deal at all. So let's drift off here, shall we? I don't think it's too quick around here. Where do we want to be aiming? Up that point, somehow. Is it about 80 round here? 80, 75, something like that. We've got a few crossovers to fit in. If we open street... if we open OpenStreetMap... Oh dear. You'll see, this is the junction we're trying to get to work. And we do really want the crossovers in. This is the West Coast main line. I wasn't aware it headed off that way. So it's really cool that we are working with a lot of the West Coast main line. This one will be easy. They look like they're just depot access crossovers rather than possibly to get to the station. But we could make them quick. I'll have to check the cab rides again. We've got a few crossovers here. I guess this is a siding that might still be functional. So we need to get all the way from there, cross, all the way onto the West Coast main line. Then we've got a crossover to the other side, crossover again, and then again, and then again. Right, so I'll have this open and see if we can't replicate that. It's going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? I mean, they're going to be a lot closer than they should be, unfortunately. That's all you need there. And then the final one would be here. Maybe we can skip that because we do have that happening, don't we? Oh no, it's the other way, isn't it? No, it is that way. We have that one. We can just have up here, perhaps a little quicker. 40. There we go. We can have that one there. So that covers that base. And then we've got this one, which came something like that. I mean, it's a bit slow, but I'll take it. 40? Oh, we could have 40 again. There we go. You got 40, 40. You can even get across there. Do we even need this one? I don't think we do we? No. That wouldn't make sense. There's one going like that as well, but I think that's just some sort of depot. That'll do. We can get across about everywhere, from everywhere, can't we? Including this one. Yeah, because of the distance we've got, we had to condense that quite a bit. There's obviously going to be some more crossovers up this way as well. I think we can call that a junction. Not 100% accurate, but okay in my book. Shall we head up to Carmile now? And see if... is that what it's called? Don't just guess, Grand. Yes, Carmile. Shall we head over there? I think we are going to have to head down quite rapidly. I'll take it. 75. I mean, that's kind of local line-ish. We're off the West Coast main line now. Yeah, shall we head down a little more? Oh, we can't. Look at that. We're right at sea level there. Okay, this might need to be all we can do then. We'll build up the terrain around it instead. There we go. A bit more of a curve. There goes our train again. It's a little bit better scenery, isn't it? We'll come in a little short. No, we can go up here. We don't want it on a curve, do we? Are we heading down now? Oh, there we go. Ooh. Okay. Maybe we can make this tighter just here. Just a little bit. Because I saw us digging into the landscape there. That was kind of beautiful, wasn't it? Let's see if we can't get this a little tighter. Head down quite smooth. We don't need to rush. 60 instead. I'm not sure on the... Oh, yeah, we don't need to go any further now. We'll let it go down at whatever the game says it should go down at. Then we can kind of swing back round, I think, to get to the station and dig in. We definitely need to dig in. Can we go down a little bit more? Yeah, let's go down a little bit more. We'll find out how far we can go down, and then we'll redraw the line. Right, go there. Send that flat. How much do we dig down there? Oh, that might be good. That might be good. So that's where the station's going to be. And then from that point then, because we want our station quite flat, and we want a steady grade all the way up to the junction here. There we go. Now we can redraw it and see what the game makes of it. That's kind of nice, isn't it? 55 on the corner. Accelerating up, and then we're 65 into the station. Not sure on the speeds here. We may need to adjust that a little bit later. I mean, technically, you could have all these speeds at half the speed that they should be. But that would be a little bit slow. You would certainly enjoy the cab ride, though. Lots of time for that. Okay. We'll leave the terraforming alone. We could put a bridge in here. No. Finish your station, Gran. You just decided to put this station in. You can't then go, no. I've saved it just in case. It shouldn't break. Famous last words, but it doesn't matter, does it? I'm going to say 120. There is a way to measure it on Google if we want to actually see how... Should we do that? There we go. Let's get the measuring tool out on Google and see how long the platform is. 100 meters. No, 126. Look at that. And we're doing 120. Guys, it's almost perfect. Well, I mean, to scale, we should be doing it at 50... 60. Good math. 62 meters. But yes, 126 meters, not feet. Or Vicky feet. So we can indeed use this just like that. What do we need? We need... Does it have an overpass, this one? It does not. High speed, yes. Catenary, definitely. Station buildings, no. We're going to make our own. Let's get it in. Now we can call this not Cambuslang East. This is Carmile. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. Carmile Station. Now it has like a couple of little sheds. So we need, we need passenger access really. So we can draw our steps. We can have these because there's like little sheds. Little sheds. Little waiting areas. But we can put these either side. I like these. They work, don't they? Because then we've got access at the back. It's a shame that Cambuslang sign, or Cambuslang, Carmile sign gets in the way. But this does a relatively good job. The yellow's a little bit garish. I will say. These are quaint, though. Just need to dial down the yellow. So there's a road going across the top here. These are the roads here. I believe I mentioned it last time out. What sort of road is it? I think it's one way, interestingly. Because its access, the motorway access, is just up here. So that is interesting. It doesn't look to be a major road either. I'm sure it is, though. If we go up here and take it up a notch, can we get this to work? We're almost at the right height there. It's kind of fantastic. Yeah, there's not much to go. So, guys, much wiggle jiggling later. I have no idea how long the video is now. I was experimenting with a few ideas. One of them being the zero height bridge mod. So I deleted the tracks back, made the area flat where we needed it already, and then drew us and forced a bridge out of it. And of course, it just goes in without any collision, and it creates a nice bridge. And as you can see there, we've got a bit of room without being too high. So if we can keep doing that. I don't know if we can keep drawing it before I get overly excited. I'm going to put that in there, but yeah, there you go. Obviously, it's drawn the bridges. I completely forgot to turn that back off. But yeah, that's there's a use for it. I mean, at this point, could we go down a little further? I hope so, because then you just need to go, what is it, one up? We'll turn off the bridge just so we can make a straight bit of track, or straight bit of road here. And then can we go over like that with the bridge on? We only need to go a little ways over, I believe. Right, it's made the bridge. Is it too low? That's the question. I mean, if this goes in, I'll be so happy. Oh, it's beautiful. Guys, we can maybe even go lower. It's just going to make our path down to the building there a lot easier, isn't it? Take it. I'm putting that in. I am absolutely putting that in. Now, before we do that, there is another road going the other way over here. So, can we do something similar heading this way? Now, how do we achieve this? If we flatten out the land across here, this will be thinking shoes time. It gives us the same base, doesn't it, as we've got there. And a bit of a cutting as well. There we go. We can do it all the way up to there. Yes. Let's get all this nice and flat. That side. We can head off the same way. The other bridge goes diagonal across with a bit of a curve in it. So we're just going to use the same concrete without pillars, because it makes our life a lot easier. And we're joining in with this, and we're heading that way. We need a flat start, that's for sure. And then this should come round. Oh yes, we need it curvy. I'm hoping that we can get the desired effect, even if the bridge isn't 100% accurate. Do we have zero height on? We do. Should this give us what we need? Yes, it does. I may have forgotten to turn it off up here, but that's fine. Right, turn that off before you forget. Flip that around. No, flip that around. No, stop dancing. Guys, right. We can hopefully detail and hide the concrete there. As long as this now goes... Oh, look at that. Look how easy that was. No height bridge. No height bridge. You made my life so much easier. Right. I am all sorts of happy now, guys. We should continue now. We've got that turned off. We can start heading over here. Now, we are going to curve, but we're going to stay straight so that we can get the little access point. It's automatically given us like a bit of a cutting around the track where we can put some brickwork that's closer to the actual bridge. And we're just going to go with a one-way city road, I think, for the station here. We're going to put, for the entrance, it's I believe it's just a path anyway. I'm a little bit hesitant about putting actual paving mods in at the moment. However, it may be a thing we do, especially since you can place fences next to there. Let's configure this and we'll get those little passenger buildings on. The further away we go, the easier it's going to be on us. Let's start that again. Now, can we get up there? It's not too high, is it? Let's draw us a straight line if we can. Oh, that's not a straight line. We're going to need a little bit of a gap here, aren't we? We can take it from here, in fact, and come along like this, and give us a nice bit of flat ground to work with either side. Can you tell I'm a little bit out of practice? We will get better at this, I promise. Is that connecting? Why does this not connect? Does this not actually connect? Well, that's rubbish. That's made my mind up. That's not connecting at all. Is it the road before I go blaming anything else? It might be the road, so hold your horses, Grand. We may need, like, oh, I don't know, one of these terrible ones. It might be, no, it's not the road. Good. Good, I'm glad. Right, we have to configure this. This is not helping at all. Right, so we're going to get rid of this. We can't use these. They don't actually have a connection. Instead, if we go to King's Cross, we can do what we did over the other side and have these oldie-fashioned little connections there. They make a nice gap. There we go. One there and one there. These do work. And then we'll just put these buildings in. And that will sort of do it. Okay. We've learned. I've learned. We can have... I don't think there's many benches and stuff. We do have these for later on. So I'm looking forward to putting those in. And now we should be able to connect up. I would say this was an episode for learning. You'll see it makes the connections now. I don't know whether I was using the other one incorrectly. But as long as we can get these connected, that's all I care about. There we go. Will that work heading up there? It really doesn't matter what sort of... Too much slope? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, I might need to adjust that, guys. That's a little bit frustrating. If we draw it from... Yeah, if we draw it one way here, they shouldn't drive down here. That'd be kind of cool. Good thinking. Can we get up there? See, now we can get up there. Unfortunately, it makes a silly connection up here, which is nobody's fault. Can you just go in there? There we go. Now you work. Fine. Yeah, go that way. And then you don't make... the thingies there. Perfect. Now, we need to make the same bit of room here. And then we'll get some trains on, some old liveries. And perhaps set one up going to Rutherglen from here. We might need a crossover here that doesn't exist. We go just so that it makes the connection. So something like that. Will you go up there? Yeah, you will. Good. Brilliant. Right, we want curvy though. We want you to, like, gently go down. I mean, it doesn't matter about gently. I think that works, guys. There we go. Get it in. You're beautiful. Now we can smooth all this off. We don't need that in there. Bigger brush. Let's go with circle. Lovely. Oh, it's much better. There we go. There we go. You can get rid of all that now. That's probably going a little too aggressive round there. But we do have a connection. Let's just put a fake crossing. Or not a fake one. We want a real one in. A temporary crossing. That we're going to remove later. And get to something I've added. Which is the signal distance mod. You have to be a little bit careful with tight corners. And where you're going to place them on the junction. But you'll see where the arrow is actually where the signal is. So when we're doing our cab rides, we park a little ways in front of the signal. So you can see the signal clearly. And it's probably a little more realistic that way as well. We won't bother with AWS, but we do have a new line. We do want that one way. It's only going to go backwards and forwards to, I guess, this platform. Yeah, because we've got all the junction work here. It's wonderful. It's going to go backwards and forwards to Rutherglen. I am going to save that. Guys, there we go. We have it in. Let's create us a new line. We're not naming these correctly yet, although someone did say what this name was. Shots line? I think so. It's the Shots line. That this one's on, Glasgow to Edinburgh. We'll get to naming these correctly before we expand them too much. Here's the fantastic thing. I honestly thought we'd get all 3 stations in. It's like I've never played Transport Fever before. It never happens, does it? Never. We'll put another signal in here, just so we can force the one-way system. So they're always on the right side. There we go. I guess we could have one here now, couldn't we? I don't know what it is. We're just going to put one in for now. This might actually be in the right place. Does it need to be that close? Possibly. We'll put it in there. And we'll put on... Oh, we could put in an AWS, can't we? Let's do that. What's that under? Kilocans. Easy to find. Probably quite a far away because we're running pretty nippy. There we go. That might be too far. Bing! Wouldn't that be cool? If when you cross these it beeps. That would be kind of awesome. But you're a bit close there to the old signal. I might have to take that distance mod out because it doesn't really do the best job when you're on a curve, does it? Because it brings the signal in too much. Well, I'll think about that. We can always remove it early. Yeah, I'll probably just remove it because it's making life a bit difficult. I'll show you an example of an extreme case here. You'll see we're right next to it because of the way it shoves it forward. Little unfortunate. Cab rides, if you actually get in the train, you can usually see the signals. Or we just need a less aggressive one. Oh, where are you on there? You're on the wrong one. You're going through our fancy little tunnel quick. Yes, I like it. But your line's changed. You're going that way's correct. Yes. Dude, why do you cross over there? Oh, don't do that. How do we get you to go back on the right track here? You're going the right way, aren't you? Yeah, this signal's in the wrong place. Yeah, I'm gonna take that out. We need a signal somewhere down here, don't we? Possibly. I'll change these over before we get going. Just put that on there. The reason I'm putting this in is just so I can add after Cambuslang a waypoint. There we go. Right, good. New line, finally. We've got some issues with missing textures there. Let's get in here. You're going from there to there. We can have it orange. Now I know what orange is. The Strathclyde partnership thing. Good words, Grant. Good words. Yes, that'll do. Just go in there. A bit of scenery from other trains. That kind of works though, doesn't it? Oh yes, I've added a new depot here. I guess we can send it out that way. See if it'll get over there. 5 vehicles. Did I save it? Right, we've saved it. Electrical units. Do we want these? We might do. Diesel-wise, I don't think we have the Strathclyde. We've got Class 196. That's kind of nice. Do we have... Yes. Down here as well. 4-car unit Strathclyde. And in Saltire, is that how you say that? A 2-car unit. Ooh. I completely forgot about those. Anyway, what do we want? What I might put on there is the one... Oh, it's not... Is it the 150 that's on here? I don't think it is it? No, there is something I want to put on here. It's not these. Was it these? It's the 158, isn't it? Yeah, we'll put this one back on just for that little line up there. Because it'll be a nice mix, wouldn't it? Right, get you on there. And we'll put you on that one. There we go. We've got a little diesel running and an electric. I was hoping for a Strathclyde livery, but if we go over to here, what we can do is replace this with a... Do we have... That's diesels. Do we have... Yes. These are the past liveries that used to run on here. So, I don't know which one would be on there. I'm going to go with one of these. These seem like older versions, perhaps? Or are these the older versions? I'm going to go with these because I would like to have a look at them. Let's get you on. Hopefully they look great and don't crash. There we go. Typically, you're in here. Ooh. Is that how they used to look? SPT. Oh, they're wonderful. There's a little logo on there as well. Is that maquette in there? I believe it is. It looks like it, doesn't it? Well, that's a fancy train. I love it. Guys, there we go. I'd like to get on board this one because we've got a lot of new work done. And we might see our 158 over there. And we'll have another go on that as well. Thank you for watching. Busy one today. Hopefully I can, again, get that edited down into something more palatable. I spent far too long figuring out how to do that bridge. Now, in my defense, some of these mods are new, and I'm trying to figure out with you how to best utilize them. And I never realized that you could draw under a bridge that would otherwise collide if you drew over it. Ah, yes, transport fever. It's got some catenary masts on the old track there. We can get rid of those. I'm going to remove the distance signal, as you can see, as much as I would like to see it in the view of when we're driving along like this. Oh dear. Yes, and I need to edit that as well. I'm glad I stayed on board. I would have been like, enjoy the cab ride and the giant wall that's intersecting from the other tunnel. I'll fix that. Oh dear. Oh, that's closer than I thought. What do you reckon? Is it starting to come together though? Our little network here. We've got a bit more sidings to do. The other side of this track on that I was pointing to it. Oh dear. On the other side of the track, I did it again. The right side of the track as we're driving. And that's going to be going in possibly next episode. How much am I lining up for next episode? A lot. Unfortunately, we've timed it just right to not see the train unless it was at the platform. Or it's just gone on a journey and got stuck somewhere. We'll find out, won't we? And yes, we've got the new orange buses as well. So lots of things for me to tweak and fix. Probably outline some more of the town. Extend the river. I'll do that before we head out again. Some point during this series, Guess the Station will be returning. If you're new to the channel, we guess a station at the beginning of each episode on Thursday, on a Sunday, and then the following Sunday I announce who won. Or on the Thursday I announce who won, and then we do another one on the Sunday. It's been a while. But anyway, yes, thank you for watching and enjoy the cab ride. I will fix that wall under the tunnel. I'm loving it so far. Until next time, take care.